We love Barolo, right, Carmela?
Yes, we do.
But the question is, are the Barolos that they sell at Costco under the Kirkland brand or at Trader Joe's under the Diamond Reserve label any good?
I don't know.
Well, today we're going to do a head-to-head tasting to see which, if either, is worth buying on your next outing. Hello, Vino Veritas, and welcome to the Wine Pair Podcast. I'm Joe, your sommelier of reasonably priced wine, and this is my wife and my wine pairing partner in crime, Carmela.
Hi there.
And we are the Wine Pair.
Yippee.
All right, now, if you're new to the podcast, here's what you can expect. If you love wine and want to find great wines at affordable prices, and you want to expand your wine horizons, and you want to have some laughs and fun while doing it, then you're in the right place. Each week, we explore a different wine varietal, style, brand, or region of the winemaking world and learn about what makes them worth knowing about. And then we taste 2 to 3 of those wines that are reasonably priced to let you know if they're worth your hard-earned money. So if that feels like your vibe, then welcome to our tribe.
Nice.
And we are proud to say that Decanter Magazine calls us fun, irreverent,
Chatty.
and entertaining.
Wow.
Well, Carmela, Barolo is a favorite wine of ours.
It is.
And our family.
And that's true, too.
Yes, and we have never done it on the podcast.
Because we haven't really had the opportunity.
Well, it's more than the opportunity. It's because
We can't find it. That's reasonably priced.
that is the issue. That
Right.
is the issue.
I didn't know it was such a thing.
Well, there are very few things like it under $25 Barolo that you can find. But we did find a couple. Now, we did do an episode on Nebbiolo, which is the grape that Barolo and its cousin Barbaresco are made from.
Right.
And that was way back in January of 2023. And we are also fans of Nebbiolo and regular Nebbiolo. Don't get us wrong. Regular Nebbiolo can be a fantastic wine and well suited for our podcast because it can be delicious and reasonably priced. But Barolo is just,
I don't know.
the
I'm just a little sus about this. A
I
little
know.
skep, as you would say.
I know, a little skep.
I don't know. Joe.
But we're going to do it. We're doing an episode on Barolo from Costco's Kirkland Signature brand and Trader Joe's Diamond Reserve house label. And it's a perfect comparison because it may be the only way to get the Barolo on our podcast.
What would my dad say?
He would, we should ask him.
We're gonna.
Okay. But Carmela, before we talk about that, we have a few important things to do. And the first is to talk to Hassini and learn a little bit more about the really cool name she came up with for our tribe this week.
So cool.
Yeah, so here
we're getting so sophisticated, I feel like now.
I know, foreign languages and
Oh
stuff.
my goodness.
All right, let's talk to Hassini.
All right.
Hi, Hassini, and welcome to the Wine Pair Podcast.
Hi, Joe. Thanks for having me.
We are so excited to have you with us. We really appreciate you being willing to be on the show with us.
Of course, anytime. I was so excited when I heard from you, and I just can't wait.
Well, awesome. Well, let's get right to it. Let's start with the first question. The first question is, what's your favorite wine?
Yeah, well, that's such a good question. So my favorite wine is Petite Sirah. And to me, I just love it because it's just so perfectly balanced with like earth and fruit. And I actually learned about the Petite Sirah advocacy organization through one of your podcasts episodes. And yeah, I just thought it was just so awesome.
That's great. And Petite Sirah is a good one because it's not always the first one that people think about. So that's great.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, let's go to the second question. When did you start listening to us and how did you find us?
Yeah, so I started listening to you actually only about 6 months ago. My husband, Mihao, he loves wine too. And I was like essentially looking for somewhere to find a little bit of wine knowledge and, just drop some wine knowledge here and there. So this podcast came up on Spotify and it's just been so fun. I've probably gone through a couple years worth of episodes by now. And yeah, I just got hooked.
Oh, you're so kind. We're so glad that you found us. And you are one of our newer, I think, kind of relatively new listeners. So we're glad that you stuck around.
Oh, yes. I stuck around and I'll be around for however long y'all will be doing this public service for us.
I love it. I love it. Okay, well, let's go to the last question. And that is, you came up with a really interesting name. So tell us the name that you suggested and if there's any story or background on it.
Yeah, so the name is the Vino Veritas. The idea behind that is it's meant to evoke a bit of an overly dramatic or ancient feel. So it's supposed to be like a tribe for those who are in the pursuit of good wine. So it's like a tribute to the podcast, the spirit of discovery and demystification, just everything I love about the podcast and the show. And you and Carmela, I thought encapsulates it within that name. So that's that story.
I love it. It's such a good name. It's such a original name. And Veritas has to do with truth too, right? So
Yeah,
so there's truth in wine. You know, you drink enough wine, there's a lot of truth that can come out.
that's true. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Well, thank you, Hassini. Thanks for being on the podcast. We really appreciate it. And we really appreciate your support. And, you know, you reach out and you say hi and you're encouraging. And we just love that. So we really appreciate you.
Now, appreciate you too, Joe, and give my regards to Carmela. This show is really awesome. I love it and keep just doing what you're doing.
Thank you. Okay,
All
we'll
right.
talk soon.
Talk to you later.
Okay, bye-bye. Well, that was super fun.
Oh, wow. So fun.
And we're super grateful to Hassini for joining us this week and sharing her cool name for our tribe. And super quick, Carmela, after we did the interview and she said to say hi to you.
Oh,
Hass-
hello.
They always want to say hi to you.
That's so nice,
They actually
guys.
don't want to say hi to me
No,
at
they
all.
do. They do. But geez, that really warms my heart.
It should. It
Yeah.
should.
See, Joe locks me away during
Right. Right. That is such a lie.
He's like, he shuts me in a closet.
Yeah, right. In the wine closet. You stay there.
No, and then I go,
want-
yippee.
I don't want you to talk to other people.
He puts me in the wine closet without a corkscrew.
Oh, gosh. It's getting worse by the minute. I put her in nothing. Anyway, Hassini did ask us if we could do a little plug for her friend Tom from Tom Eddy Winery. She says he has a small family-run production, and it's a real hidden gem in Napa, and so we're happy to do that, Hassini.
Ooh,
So if you're visiting Napa, maybe look for Tom Eddy's wines.
love it.
And we do also love doing this segment. So if you've been thinking about reaching out to us, but you have been afraid, don't be afraid.
No, we are very approachable.
We are.
We're friendly. We don't bite.
Well, when Carmela's, that's why I put her in the closet sometimes, because she does bite.
Sometimes, yeah, when I get hungry. What?
Yeah, I don't know. We are getting a little low on tribe names, so we could use some more ideas. So if you send us a tribe name idea, we'll ask you if you want to be on the podcast. No pressure.
I mean, we might run out.
We might-
That'll be okay, honey.
Oh, wow.
I mean, just to say.
But it is easy. It is fun. And we'll even let you plug something that you want our listeners to know about.
Okay.
Extra bonus. Now, if you remember, Carmela, the focus of this episode is to try out these inexpensive Barolos from Trader Joe's and Costco Kirkland brand to see if they're any good. And we also need to learn more about what Barolo is anyway and why it's such a big deal, because some people are like, why it's such a big deal. But before we do that, we have to learn about another scandal in Wine in the News this week. All right, Carmela, buckle up, because this week's news has all the right ingredients for a soap opera.
Wow.
It's got bribes, it's got big retailers, and it's got wine. I don't know what kind of soap opera that would be.
I mean,
No.
bribes.
Okay, the article comes from the San Francisco Chronicle by journalist Esther Mobley, which you can find a link to on our show notes. Did you know we have those?
Of course there's a link on our show notes.
Of course there is. And the title of the article is Buyer at Major California Grocery Chain Took Bribes to Carry Certain Wines, Prosecutors Claim.
Oh, boy.
Okay, so you heard...
They hooked you.
They did. So you heard it right. And I honestly am not surprised at all to find this, since I'm often perplexed by the crap for sale in grocery store wine sections. But evidently a former wine buyer at a major California grocery chain, believed to be Patrick Briones, that's the guy's name, not the chain. He worked for Albertsons and Vons, and he's been federally charged with accepting bribes in exchange for favoring certain wines on store shelves. And we're not talking about a modest thank you bottle here and there, Briones allegedly took luxury watches, prepaid gift cards worth thousands of dollars, and all expenses paid vacations to Maui, Pebble Beach, and Las Vegas.
Why did they have to bribe him? I don't understand.
Well, they just wanted to get that on the shelves.
I mean, was he like, no? Like, was he really like choosy?
I guess not. He just wanted the free stuff. No, Briones, now he worked at this Albertsons or Vons, they're owned by the same company, as an assistant sales manager for wines until spring 2024. And his alleged favors came at the expense of fair competition, with some suppliers paying up to $10,000 just to have their bottles put in prime position.
I'm just puzzled. Perplexed.
Now, here's the deal. One supplier, Brian Barnes, which is just a name you can't trust. I don't know. He already pleaded guilty. Oh. He was tied to Deutsch Family Wine and Spirits, the folks behind household names like, get this, Josh Cellars and Yellowtail. 2 wines.
Giveaways right there.
Yeah, that are just crappy, but you see them all over the place. And now maybe we know why, because they're paying people.
Right.
Now, alongside Barnes, Matthew Adler, an executive at Deutsch, admitted, I think it's Deutsch, but I keep saying Deutsch, admitted to bribing distributor employees with all sorts of luxuries, including a Bentley rental and high-end watches to promote their products throughout the supply chain. And prosecutors say they spent somewhere around $360,000 total.
Okay. This is getting very strange.
Okay, so the U.S. Alcohol and Tobacco Tax and Trade Bureau, or TTB as we affectionately call it, which oversees fair alcohol trade, views such undue marketing practices as undermining the independence of buyers. Yeah, you think so? Mm-hmm. Albertson says, you know what, this is not what we're all about. We disown or whatever, all this stuff. Now, the buyer, as far as I know, has not yet entered a plea, so we'll keep an eye on it. But I do think this probably goes on a little bit more than we think.
I guess so.
So
here's scandalous here.
It's scandal. This is another reason to be sus or skep.
Right.
So, Carmela, I got to ask you, what's your gut reaction about hearing about a wine buyer literally vacationing on somebody else's dime to push bottles of wine?
Look, the guy's got it going on, right?
I like it that you're
He's
kind
got
of
it
like
going on.
Yeah, I like it that you're kind of on his side.
I'm just because I'm like these other people,
dummies.
Yeah, it's like, guys, I don't know. So what? I mean, look, I think the guy's a criminal. It's not a good idea.
But you can't blame him.
But I'm like, well, I mean, if these people are that ridiculous,
I guess
so be it.
They got what they voted for.
Right. I mean, cheers to him.
There you go. Now, does it affect how you feel about wines on store shelves now?
Now I'm just I'm going to be skep. I'm going to be like, wait a minute.
Why is that?
Why are you front row and center?
Yeah.
What did you give to that, store?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Play.
What do you think about it all?
I think this kind of crap happens more often than we think.
Like, what about with apples?
Sure.
Or like bottles of mayonnaise. Do you think people are doing the same kinds of things?
Yeah, Best Foods is out there like giving away free trips to Massachusetts. I don't know.
Think? I mean,
no, I don't think they're doing it for mayo. I think it's bigger ticket items.
I get it.
Carmela, we're not here to talk about crappy grocery store wines like Josh Wines. And we're not here to talk about bribes or shady wine distributors. No, that's not it. We're here to talk about the great Italian wine, maybe the greatest of all Italian wines, called Barolo. And we have 2 Barolos to taste and review, one from Trader Joe's and the other from Costco's Kirkland brand, to see if either is worth your hard-earned money. But first,
you got to do our shameless plug.
That is correct. So thank you for listening to us and supporting our show. And remember, we buy all of our own wine, whether it's crappy Josh wine or delicious Barolos. We buy that on our own so that we can give you...
Nobody pays us, gives us trips.
But
Nobody
if you want to,
right.
if you want, actually we did. No, I'm not going to say anything. Sometimes people do offer, but we always say no. The reason we do that is we want to give you real and honest reviews, and we do all the writing and editing and all the recording. We're real people. We're not AI. And we do it because we love you. And all we ask for in return is that you follow or subscribe to our podcast and maybe leave us a nice 5-star rating and review to help us grow listeners.
Yes.
And thank you to everybody who's done that. We really appreciate you. You can also follow us on Instagram at The Wine Pair Podcast and on Blue Sky. You can contact us on our website, thewinepairpodcast.com, and you can sign up for our email newsletter there. Now, you just missed it. I got a list of a bunch of great Thanksgiving wines. But you know what? If you email me, I will personally hand deliver it to your email inbox.
Wow.
Yes. And on our website, you can also visit our Shop Wine section where you can find links to buy the wines that we rate highly. And we want to make content that you care about and you like. So send us a note, slip into our DMs, give us some feedback, or let us know if there's wines that you want us to try or winemaking areas of the world that you're curious about, and we'll take care of it. Just email me at joe@thewinepairpodcast.com. But a couple of shout outs to East Idaho Foodies first, who reached out to us after we sent out our newsletter because our first article was on the decline of wine sales. Mm-hmm. And they said they had listened to an interview where the person being interviewed said, in times like these, it can actually be good for smaller independent wineries because they have like dedicated fans, etc. So that's kind of cool. That's good.
Nice to know.
One nice thing to hear about there.
Right.
And then Timmy, who got a hold of us, and he thought the name Grand Cru was pretty, he said, pretty good.
Oh my God, I love that.
But you know what? He gave us grape nuts, so
I mean,
it's a push. It's a push.
I think so.
Yeah. And as we do every week, we'll tell you someone we think you should recommend the Wine Pair podcast to, because you know what? That's the best way for us to grow listeners, when you tell your family and friends. And you're just about to have Thanksgiving pretty soon. So maybe instead of yelling about politics at the Thanksgiving table, you can just say, hey, listen to this wine podcast.
And just say, you know, I am grateful for this podcast. No.
But yeah, if you guys do that, like what you go around and grateful for.
Hey, that's a great way to promote us.
And to get out of the typical, I'm grateful for my wife.
Right.
I'm grateful for my kids. Whatever.
No.
Say you're grateful for the podcast.
You should say those things first.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, but then if you want that, I just think it's a good idea if you want to, like, you know, break something up or like throw somebody off.
Do that.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Okay, and this week we want you to recommend us to anyone who's been wondering if they should trust Trader Joe's brand or Kirkland brand Barolo, or if they're just wondering what the hell the big deal is about Barolo anyway, and we'll tell them in this episode.
Love it.
Okay, Carmela, let's learn about just what the Barolo is, because again, it's one of our favorite wines, and it's the wine that your dad loves the most. Mm-hmm. And because of that, it's really the reason that I love wine too.
That's amazing.
So there you go.
We have him to thank. Guys, when it comes down to it, that's who you need to thank.
Is my father-in-law. That's right. Fiore. Okay. Barolo now, Carmela, comes from the Piedmont area of Italy, which is in the northwest area of the country in the foothills of the Alps. And in fact, Piedmont means foothill.
Oh, wow.
That's what it means.
That makes sense.
And Piedmont is maybe its most highly regarded winemaking region. And Barolo is specifically from the Barolo area of Piedmont near the town of Alba. So this is one of those wines that's named for the region and not the grape, which is always confusing. Now, Barolo is considered by most to be Italy's top red wine, and it is often nicknamed the wine of kings.
Wow.
And the king of wines.
Love it.
Yeah. Now, Barolo is also a wine that carries Italy's highest designation for wine, DOCG, and it follows really strict rules. So here are some of those rules.
Okay.
Has to be made from 100% Nebbiolo grapes, and all vinification and aging has to take place in the Barolo area. It has to be aged for a minimum of 38 months, and at least 18 of those months have to be in wooden barrels. The wine can only be made from grapes in 11 recognized communes. The vineyards have to be in the hills. They can't be on any flat land. They actually have, that's a rule. They have to be
on hills.
On hills.
Okay.
And the vines have to be planted at a specific altitude between 170 meters and 540 meters.
Why
They are
on
so
hills?
strict about.
Is it like because of the rainfall?
I think it's
The
because of the
moisture?
sun, the rainfall, and just the how they want the quality of the grapes to be, I guess.
Okay.
The harvest can't be more than 8 metric tons of grapes per hectare. For Americans, that means no more than 17,637 pounds for every 2.5 acres. But anyway, and there's stricter rules for a single vineyard Barolo, and the wines must be bottled in dark glass bottles of the Albizia shape. And you'll generally find the word Albizia on the bottle, and this is the same for Barbaresco as well. Now, with all these rules, there actually aren't any rules about the type of oak that must be used or the type of yeast. There are sort of more like traditions, but there aren't any hard and fast rules for it to be officially a Barolo. But evidently, there was a thing called the Barolo Wars.
What?
In the 1970s and the 1980s.
Kind of like one of those wine toss
Exactly.
events. Okay.
Barolo Wars. Not Star Wars, but Barolo Wars.
Wow.
The traditional winemakers got into a fisticuffs. I don't think it was fisticuffs, because they preferred large oak casks made with Slavonian oak. And then they had a fight with modernists who wanted to use French oak barriques, so French oak in smaller barrels, and so they went toe-to-toe.
Wow.
But
who won?
Nobody really won. It's kind of like now it's a little more of the middle ground.
Okay.
There also aren't any rules about yeast. You can use whatever the hell yeast you want, but most winemakers use indigenous yeast or natural yeasts. Okay. You may also notice, Carmela, that some winemakers in Barolo who expect their wines to age for a long time will use really long corks. You know how your dad will get mad about this. So some of the really nice Barolos, they put these really long corks in because they expect them to sit there for a long time. And your dad, he likes to bring his nice Barolos to restaurants and pay the corkage fee.
And if they break the cork.
But he always tells them, he's like, it's a really long cork.
Yeah, like
so
be
just
prepared. You're being forewarned. And a lot of times they mess it up.
The last time they broke the cork and your dad got so mad. They broke the cork.
We were out to dinner, the four of us.
Yes. He was so mad.
Yes.
He was so mad. So another lesson. If you are a waiter.
If you know my dad.
And you're a waiter at a restaurant and he brings a bottle, just have him open the bottle himself. Like, don't even mess around with it. Because you'll just screw it up. And then he'll be mad. Okay. Now, Carmela, let's talk about Barolo and aging. If you're a bit of a Barolo snob like me and your dad, Carmela, you would never, ever drink a Barolo that's younger than 10 years old. And even then, you'd be like, it's still kind of young.
Wow, there's so many rules.
That's not really a rule. It's more like most people just don't think that a Barolo is going to be good unless it's 10 years old or older. Now, sometimes you can get some of these cheaper Barolos and you can drink them younger, but I would still say you want no more than 7 years. It's like a kind of a pet peeve of mine when people open Barolos that are less than 7 to 10 years old.
You can tell.
I get mad.
Of course. Well, and you can just tell, right? You can, like you guys out of the gate, no, it's too young.
Well, and here's why. I think some people would be like, what's the big deal? Can you really tell the difference? Well, you can. And here's why. Barolo is a wine that has a ton of tannins. Sometimes it's known as the iron fist. Which sometimes they call me the iron fist. They don't. Nobody except for myself says
right.
iron fist.
In your mind, you think you're the iron fist.
Yeah, really, I'm like the velvet glove. But anyway, Barolo tannins are considered some of the world's most powerful. Sometimes they're called angular or firm tannins. And when they are younger, the wines are especially, these tannins are really austere, which is a 10-cent word, which means kind of like sharp. It means there's a lot of acid and there's a lot of tannin. The opposite would be soft. And then again, Barolo has a lot of acidity. Sometimes it's even called brisk, which makes it good with food, but if it's too young, it can taste like really tart or sharp. And so what age does for these wines is these are big wines.
Mellows them out a bit.
Mellows them out. And I remember this, Carmel. I'm telling a lot of stories today.
Yeah, you're kind of the story man.
So I do remember several years ago, it was a bunch of friends. I brought a 12-year-old Barbaresco to the dinner. It was like we went out to dinner, but I brought a wine. And I was like, this is a big deal. I'm bringing you guys a really nice wine. Well, it was like pearls before swine. They just didn't, They
didn't care.
They didn't care. And one person even, like I poured a glass of wine and this person had the audacity to say, ooh, look at the legs.
Oh, no.
Oh, And
You
I
were
was
not
like,
happy.
I wanted to just take it from her hand
You
and be
wouldn't,
like, no, you're not allowed to drink this.
Well, that's okay. Did
Yeah.
they enjoy it? Did you finish it?
I don't know if they even knew what it was.
That's
I have
okay.
no idea.
When you share something like that, though, you just have to give it up and not worry
You're
about
right.
it.
You know what? You're right.
And enjoy the fact that you shared it and, and expose them to something else, something new.
You're so right.
Yeah.
You're so right. Another story here about Barolo, Carmela, is that some people really like them aged extra long, like your dad,
I
like your mom and
know.
dad. And I have to be honest, your dad loves it. But when they get really old, like 30 years old, they sometimes get like what they call tertiary flavors. And they kind of remind me a little bit of like port. They're a little musty. I don't like it very much. But your mom and dad are like, oh, it's amazing.
That's so funny.
I don't know. For me, sweet spot is like maybe 10 to 20 years.
See,
and then
everybody has a different taste.
You're right.
Right? Like,
You're
it's
right.
okay.
You're right.
Interesting, though. But Dad can't be sitting on those wines too much longer now.
No, I keep telling him you just got to drink them. You can't.
Right.
You can't hold on to them. You can't take them with you.
No.
Let's drink them.
Right.
Yeah. So
Enjoy together.
that's right. Now, if you want to get a sense of what Barolo tastes like, but you don't want to spend all the money, Langhe Nebbiolo gives you a good introduction. Just know, even though we say that Barolo and Barbaresco are big wines, they are not like a big, flabby California Cabernet Sauvignon. And one thing to know is the classic aroma of Barolo is tar and roses. So that kind of gives you a sense of the wine that we're talking about. Tar and roses, very angular, very firm, very, like sharp kind of wine when it's young. And so you just get a little bit of a sense
And
of
they're
what it
kind
might
of
taste
special.
like. Yeah.
They're a special wine, I feel like.
And I would say they're a little bit complex and they can sometimes be challenging.
And a little snobby, too.
A little snobby.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm being a little snobby.
Yeah, I think, I just think that sometimes with wine, people in general can be a little snobby.
Agree.
And that's okay, too.
It is.
My dad can be a little snobby.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And when it comes to Barolo and Barbaresco, I can be a little snobby, too.
Yeah, that's okay.
But you know what, Carmela? I think that's enough information. I think it's time to learn a little bit more about the wines we're going to drink today. What do you say?
Let's do it.
Okay, now, as usual, the wines we've chosen for this episode are under $25 each, and both of them should be at least relatively easy to find because I bought one at Costco and the other one at Trader Joe's.
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy, right? Now, Barolo is not hard to find if you go to any halfway decent wine shop or a shop that specializes in Italian wine or even a really good grocery store with a good wine selection, but you will be hard pressed to find one that's highly regarded for under $50 at a grocery store or under $100 at a restaurant. You're just not gonna. It's gonna be hard. Okay, now the first wine we're gonna drink is the 2020 Trader Joe's Diamond Reserve Barolo from the Bersano Estate Lot number 6. Okay. Now, we've talked about this in previous episodes, and we've done an episode on Trader Joe's Diamond Reserve wines versus Costco before. We did it for their Oakville, California Cabernet Sauvignon this April. But the Diamond Reserve is the top end of the Trader Joe's private label, and it's supposed to be relatively hard to find. And they say if you find a Trader Joe's Diamond Reserve, you're just supposed to buy it. That's what they say. That's what they say.
They do.
Okay. We were able to find out some information about these wines. A lot of times when you're looking at a Trader Joe's wine or a Costco Kirkland wine, you don't get a lot of information. But in these, they actually give quite a bit of information.
Nice.
Now, the Trader Joe's wine is produced by Bersano, and they call that out on the label. Bersano is one of the oldest family estates in Piedmont. And this wine is bottled in Serralunga de Alba. That's one of the 11 communes, official communes of Barolo. Bersano was founded in 1907, and it's now the largest family-run winery in Piedmont in terms of land. They have a lot of lands. They have 10 estates, and they make 1.2 million bottles annually. Again, I mentioned this. They are in Serralunga de Alba. That will come up again in a minute, but let's go to the next wine. The second wine we're going to drink is the 2019 Costco Kirkland Signature Barolo.
Oh, nice.
Now, it would be best if we could have done the same vintage for each because the Trader Joe's is a 2020 and this one's a 2019. And there is a lot of variability between the vintages quite often.
Sure.
And evidently, in terms of like the way the vintages are considered, 2019 was said to be a more austere vintage with more long aging potential. And 2020 was supposed to be more of an approachable at a younger age vintage. So, there's a few differences.
That's okay.
But both vintages are supposed to be good. My main concern in the description is the 2019 may be a little bit too tight still. It may need a little bit more time, but we're going to find that out. Now, the producer of the Costco Kirkland wine is Fontana Freda, and they're also located in Serralunga de Alba, and we've had some very good wines from Fontana Freda. I still have one left, a liter from 2007 of Barolo. We still have not broken it open. So
Goodness.
we're going to have to do that pretty soon.
What special event are we going to open that for?
I don't know, maybe just this Thanksgiving. Who knows, right?
Okay.
Fontana Freda is one of the most historic and highly respected wineries in Barolo. And they say, this seems hard to believe, but I guess this is true, their property was first organized in 1858 by Victor Emmanuel II, who was the king of Italy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. And Fontana Freda was evidently the first winery to produce a single vineyard Barolo in 1964. It's kind of cool. And since 2018, Fontana Freda is the largest certified organic winery in Piedmont.
Wow.
And it's the biggest private producer of Barolo, and they account for 6% of the entire Barolo appellation. So there you go.
Okay.
Now, so both wines do have a similarity. They're both produced in Serralunga de Alba. So even though they're from different vintages, the fact that they're from the same general place at least can make them a little bit more comparable, but we'll see. Now, Serralunga is considered to be special because it has more limestone than anywhere else in Barolo. And limestone is good for grapes, for wine grapes. It's said to give wines good power and good structure. Serralunga is one of the top Barolo regions in Piedmont, but if you're looking for wines that are a little less expensive and don't need quite as long to age, you can look for wines that are labeled Barolo del Comune di Serralunga di Alba. And those tend to be more approachable. They're blends. They tend to be more approachable at younger ages and are often considered like bargains. Barolo bargains. Both the Kirkland and Trader Joe's wines are noted by reviewers as being more similar to Langhe Nebbiolo than true Barolo in terms of complexity. But you know what, Carmela? We're going to be the judges of that.
We are.
Okay, I think that's enough information.
All right.
Don't you think?
I do.
I think we should get to drinking some Barolo.
Okay.
So now, if you've got a Barolo, one of these, a Trader Joe's Barolo, or if you've got the Kirkland Signature Barolo, especially if they're same year, drink along with us and see if you agree with our tasting notes.
All right.
Okay, we're back and we're ready to try our first wine. And I will say, since these are younger Barolos, I did open them up. Let's see, now it's about 40 minutes ago. So I wanted to give it a little bit of air because they are kind of young and this might help the taste a little bit. But this first one is the Trader Joe's Diamond Reserve Barolo from the Bersano Estate Lot number 6. It's from Piedmont, Italy. The year was 2020. It was $19.99 at Trader Joe's.
Wow.
Yeah.
But expensive for Trader Joe's.
Kind of, yeah. It's their most expensive private label wine for sure. 14% alcohol, 100% Nebbiolo. Reverse Wine Snob gave it a 7.5 and Vivino gave it a 3.8. But Carmela, let's talk about the color.
Well, I also want to say it's kind of a cool bottle. It's very simple, but it does all of a sudden look kind of elegant. Maybe because it just says Barolo on it.
You know what's funny? It actually it's not Albizia bottle, so that's really interesting. They just kind of put it in what looks like almost a Pinot bottle.
Yeah.
So what do you think of the color?
Well, you mentioned right out of the gate that it's pretty light.
Yeah.
And I would agree.
Almost looks a little Pinot-y to me, or maybe even a little Chianti-like to me.
Yeah, it's much lighter than I expected.
It's got some depth, though. It's got some like good purple depth. It's just, translucent.
Sometimes the Barolos that we drink tend to, they're pretty inky.
Well, but then when they get older, they can almost get brown.
Yeah, I would say they have kind of that around the rim, that little brown hue, kind of.
Hue.
I don't know who Hugh is. But...
Hue. Okay, Carmela, let's smell it.
I'm kind of getting a little matchstick on this.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's funny because I don't feel like it's terribly aromatic.
No, I'm not getting a ton of I'm not sure I'm getting a lot of rose or flower. It doesn't have a ton of that. I'm
getting a lot of alcohol. It's almost more like a cherry cordial to me right now.
Yeah, it smells a little young, I think.
Yeah. It's
also kind of like a cherry cordial is good, or even sometimes a chocolate rum ball.
Yeah.
Like those alcohol-filled chocolates, has a hint of that. A little bit of mocha and a little bit of chocolate with, like you said, like a cordial, like some sort of syrupy or rummy type of.
I'm with you.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's alcohol-y.
Yeah.
There's some spice on it. Maybe, as you said, gun smoke. But I'm not getting a ton of fruit. I feel like it's mostly kind of cherry.
Yeah, I think so.
Are you getting tar and roses?
Not really getting the floral notes on this.
No.
Not a lot of rose. I don't know, maybe a little tar. I guess it is a little smoky. So, I mean, maybe a little bit, but it's not super pronounced.
No. So it's either not an awesome wine or it just really needs to open up.
Right, or it may just not, even though it's a Barolo, it may be a nice wine, we'll find out.
Yeah.
But it may just not have the same notes as a Barolo.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Okay, let's taste it and see what we think.
Okay. I don't know.
I mean, it's a little thin, but it's got a nice, you don't love it. Carmela's
Well, I think
kind of
it's a
scrunching
little-
her face up a little bit.
Well, it's almost like it feels like it's coming through my nostrils. It's a little vinegary or something. Like it's not off, but
No.
I just feel it's like a little intense, but in like when you taste something, it's almost like it's almost like a little hot or a little heat coming through your nose.
Wow.
Are you getting that at all?
Not really, but it is
okay.
alcohol-y. I am getting a lot of like chocolate cherry cordial. I'm getting a lot of that. I am getting chocolate flavors and a little smoke, but it's kind of thin wine. I feel like this has angular tannins.
Yeah.
Like it's pretty sharp.
Yeah.
I think it's very young.
Yeah. I am still getting a little bit of mocha. I mean, or cacao.
Yeah.
I'm not really getting like a dark chocolate. I'm getting almost like a bitter chocolate if I'm getting anything like that.
Yeah, and I don't know if this wine is going to get like a lot better in 5 years, but I'll guarantee you it'll be better than it is right now in 5 years because it is very sharp and it's just not opening up. This to me is the epitome of a wine that's tight, like it's just too young.
Yeah. Yeah.
What food might you have with this Trader Joe's Diamond Reserve Barolo?
Well, I do think you want to have this with food. And I know Barolos that's what they're really meant for, is to be drank with drunk
food.
or drink.
Drinked. I think it's drinked.
Oh, drinked.
With
That's
a T.
right. I'm going to say that. With drinked. Yeah, and we're going to drink. I think you're going to want to drink this. Now I
With
can't
food.
even. I don't even know what I'm saying.
Drinked it.
Okay,
Ooh,
people.
I shouldn't have said that.
What did you say?
It sounded dirty.
Oh, I
Drinks
didn't hear
it.
you. Wow.
Say it.
Oh, Joe.
Anyway,
should we tell them what you were doing up the stairs today? No.
No.
We're going to not say all this.
This is not even going to be on it.
No, good. So anyway, So what I think that you want to have food with this.
For sure.
And I think you definitely, I mean, this could be like you could have this like with a really rich bolognese sauce, I think. You could do like a nice roast or flank.
Yep.
Or, I mean, ribs even, I think.
Grilled meat.
Yeah. What do you think?
I'm 100% with you. I actually think it's too acidic right now for something like red sauce, spaghetti and red sauce.
You wouldn't do like a bolognese then?
No, bolognese I would do, but not just like a marinara sauce.
Okay,
because I just think it's too sharp for that.
Yeah.
Like pizza,
you
pepperoni.
want something big.
Yeah, pepperoni pizza, but not a pizza margarita.
Right. I agree.
It's just it's too sharp. It's too young.
I mean, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the choices that we would make would be something big.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, we're going to rate this wine. As a reminder, on our rating scale, we rate on a scale of 1 to 10. We don't give half points. 7 and above means that we'd buy it. 4 below means we're going to pour it down the sink. And a 5 or a 6 means we're going to drink it, we'll finish it, we'll enjoy it, but we're not going to buy it. So, Carmela, what rating are you going to give this wine?
I'm probably, I might be being a little harsh.
I'm worried about this one.
Why? What are you worried about? What I'm going to say?
Yeah.
I'm not going to buy it.
No.
I mean,
I kind of knew that from the get-go.
I mean, I guess I'm going to give it a 5.
Okay.
I mean, I'm kind of like, maybe I should give it a 6, but I'm really like, I'll totally drink it. No problem there. But I'm not like that excited about it. I'm not like a 6 excited.
You're not a 6 excited. I like that.
Like somebody else bought it for me, so I'll drink it. I'm not going to buy it, but I just don't even know, like, who would I buy this for?
Nobody.
Yeah.
No,
I wouldn't want anybody to really think that this is what a Barolo should taste
I
like.
agree. And I think if you're going to spend $20 on a bottle of wine for even for a party, you can do better than this.
I think so.
Now, it is young, and I'm giving it the grace of being young, but I'm still not giving it more than a 6 because it doesn't have a ton going for it.
Yeah.
Now, it's young, so maybe if we had it in 5 years, we might feel different, but I don't think so.
Okay, so you are more experienced with drinking Barolo than I am.
Yeah.
Do you think that somebody
Is.
well, like somebody like my dad,
he would not like it.
he wouldn't even, do you think
No.
if you did some sort of blind taste test and guess what kind of wine this is, would he have any clue?
He'd probably guess it was a Barolo, but he would just say
Really?
it's a cheap one. That's what he'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's take a break and try our second wine from Costco and see if it's any better.
Okay.
And in case you're wondering, I did give this wine a 6. Okay.
Oh,
She
you
gave it a
did?
5 and I gave it a 6. Okay. Now we're going to take a break and be
Okay.
right back. Okay, we're back and we're ready to try our second wine. This is the Costco Kirkland Signature Barolo. It's from Piedmont, Italy. 2019 vintage, $19.99 at Costco. 13.5% alcohol, 100% Nebbiolo. Costco Wine Blog gave it a 93. Wine Enthusiast gave it a 91, so that's a pretty high rating. Carmela, what's the color?
I think it looks more like a Barolo than the other one. It's still lighter. I mean, it's still pretty light. It has a little bit of a brown hue around the edges. It looks more like what I would think a Barolo would look like. But what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. A little deeper. The first one was the Trader Joe's one almost looked like a Pinot to me.
Yeah, it's pretty light.
Yeah, this one seems darker, a little bit more Barolo, a little bit more red to it. Okay, let's smell it and let us know what you smell.
First, it was pretty strong.
Yeah, pretty earthy.
I agree. I wrote earth down already on our note page.
Clay pot.
Yeah. But I am feeling like after I'm swirling it, that I'm getting a little bit of potpourri, a little bit of floral notes. I don't know if it's super rosy, but I'm getting maybe a hint of that.
It needs both of these are super young and they just need air. And this is the problem, is that most of the time people are just going to pull these off the shelves and drink them and be like, what's the big deal? But they're really too young.
So do you think this one would change in another 5 years?
Totally would. It's just like tight in the glass. It's just like it doesn't have a ton of aroma because it's waiting for, it's like too young. It's just too young. I can smell some rose on it. I'm actually getting a little bit of that tar and rose smell. More so, but it's hidden. This is like, again, it's tight. This is what I call a tight wine.
Right. There's a little bit of maybe there's more depth to it. Like I almost feel like there's a little bit of raisin, maybe something dry.
Yeah.
I don't know if raisin or currant or
licorice, maybe. Boy, it's vegetal when you swirl it, though.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's taste it and see what we think.
Okay.
Gosh, they're just so tight.
Yeah. They're not smooth like when we're drinking a more expensive Barolo.
But also a more aged one.
A more aged. That's actually better.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
Because we opened up a 2015 Barolo this weekend and your dad was like, oh, this is giving me a sense of what this vintage will be like. It wasn't even ready yet, but it was still better.
Right.
Yeah, to me, this wine is very cherry alcohol. Yeah. It smells like it tastes like a liqueur.
It does.
It tastes like a Kirsch, like a Kirsch liqueur.
Did you keep any of these? Did you buy 2?
No. I just, I'll be honest, I don't think they're that good. Yeah. I would not. I think you can do better spending $20 on a Nebbiolo Longue.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah. I know. I just don't think, I guess, the way we need to think about it is if we want a Barolo experience and we want to, save, not spend as much money, do you suggest that people try these wines?
No.
This will give you a Barolo experience without, it's the whole,
No, I would go for a Nebbiolo. I would go for a nice Nebbiolo instead. Because I just think if you go on the cheap for these, they're not very good. I just don't think they're very good. I'm getting a little bit of tar or something on it, like that kind of strong astringent taste, but part of me is like, are they just way too young? And part of me is like, are they just not very good?
Yeah.
So I can't determine.
Right. And the whole thing about like the rose petals or tar and roses, like, I don't know if it's just in my head now, but it's like everything just tastes too strong. It's not a smooth, like a rose petal it feels just like, I don't know. It feels too intense.
I agree. It should feel like a hug, like a warm hug. It should be warm.
Barolo hug?
Yeah. And it's
like
just,
a bear hug, a Barolo hug?
You know what this feels like?
Punch in the face?
A little bit of a punch, a little bit of a slap. More of a slap.
Ooh.
You know?
Or like a uppercut?
Uppercut, right in the nuts.
Ouch.
Upper
I don't
nuts.
even have nuts.
And you know it. You don't? Thank God. Okay, Carmela, what food would you pair with this Kirkland Signature Barolo?
Again, you want to drink it.
Drink it.
Drink it with food, for sure. No, but you definitely, and I don't know. Again, I think it's some of the same sorts of things we were talking about before.
Yeah.
It can hold up to a lot because it does have acidity and it's intense. So you're going to need to balance it with something that's, flavorful.
Yeah. I just think these wines are way too young. This to me is like if people have drunk young Barolo and been like, I don't get it. It's because you drank it too young. If you waited 5 more years for this wine, it would totally be different.
You're too young. Don't drink it.
Don't drink too young.
Right. Exactly.
PSA, people.
Right. Don't drink too young.
Okay, Carmela, what rating would you give this wine?
It's tough because, again, I'm kind of just going in that 5-6 range. Maybe,
what are you going to give it?
Maybe this one's a little better. I mean, maybe I'd give it a 6, but it's pretty, I'm being pretty generous, I think.
I'm a 6 on them both.
Okay.
And I just worried that if I tasted him again in 5 years, I'd call him 7 or an 8, but they're just not ready.
Well, and if you were to drink this with my dad, let's say, I know we keep going back to my dad, he would probably not give it the green light.
No, he would just say it's not worth your money.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's just the deal.
What he would do is if it was a great vintage, like, because he always pays attention to the vintage, he might buy a few on a great vintage just to have
hold on to them for a while.
Anyway.
It's kind of fun, though. This is interesting. I'm glad we did this.
Yeah, me too.
I think it's important, especially with these high-end wines, to see if there's an option and whether it's worth buying.
Yeah, I agree. Which of these are you finishing tonight, Carmela?
Well, probably neither. But if I had to choose, I would go with the Kirkland. Go Costco!
Go Costco!
Woo.
All right, let's talk about the taste profiles expected from Barolo. While tar and roses are classic markers, aromas and flavors include red fruits like cherries, raspberries, strawberries, red currant, cranberry, pomegranate, sour cherry, plum, mulberries. We were getting kind of like, I would say sour cherry for sure.
Yeah, we were definitely getting that, yeah.
Floral notes like roses and violets, and deep undertones of earthiness, truffles, mushrooms, porcini, forest floor clay. We were definitely getting
Earth,
that.
especially on that second one.
Then also licorice, leather, spice, sweet tobacco, and anise. Trader Joe's Reverse Wine Snob says opens with pleasing aromas of red and dark fruit, mint and forest floor, along with licorice, anise, and leather. I don't think we're getting a lot of that.
Leather's interesting, though.
Yeah, leather is. Tastes smooth and a bit chewy and features similar flavors on the nose. It also has good balance. Like a lot of these inexpensive Barolos, it's really more like a Langhe Nebbiolo than a true Barolo. Now, this is what he said. It gets even a bit better after a few hours of air when a nice streak of spice develops as well. It ends dry and grippy on the finish and was similar on day 2.
Should we decant this next time?
I think I would decant it. I would let it open up. I think maybe it'd be closer to a 7 rating in that case.
Okay.
Yeah. The Costco Wine Blog says the wine pours a medium garnet color. That's I like garnet. And it's light enough that you can slightly see through it. I agree with that. On the nose, it's dried red fruit and a little spice.
Dried red fruit, okay.
Yep. Medium plus in body with flavors of spicy black cherry, a little blackberry, some anise, and pepper towards the finish that is ultra dry. It is ultra dry. Wine Enthusiast says there's no denying that the 2019 Kirkland Barolo is tasty. It has all the notes of a classic Barolo, dark cherry, sweet and savory spice, rose and truffle. I just don't agree with you, bruh. The well-crafted palate is giving with ample red fruit notes followed quickly by persistent minerality, well-managed tannins, and crunchy acidity. Drink now to 2040. Okay, first of all, I just don't think you should drink it now. I think if you're going to say
and drink until 2040?
Yeah, I think if you're going to say drink it in 2040, you should wait until 2030. What's your verdict, Carmela?
Well,
before I say my verdict.
I'm just
which
in
I've
my
said
own,
already 15 times.
Okay. So, I mean, I think I've said mine too. Like, I don't think it gives a great picture. It's not a great representation of a Barolo.
Yeah.
But I mean, sometimes people will have American cheese and be like, it's not a Beecher's.
I like American cheese.
I know you do. So maybe that wasn't a good one. But just to say, like, if you want to know what Beecher's, sharp cheddar tastes like, you're not going to have an American cheese slice.
Kraft single. You're not going to get Kraft singles.
No. So I just don't, and I know those are kind of different.
cheese.
Right. So I'm just thinking it's not a great representation. Is it like you can't drink it?
No.
No.
Right.
It's nice enough.
Yeah. Here's my verdict. I think they're fine. I think for a similar price, you can get a Longue Nebbiolo or maybe even lower, and I think you'll really enjoy it. I think if you're going to buy this wine, do not drink it under 10 years. I just think you have to wait.
Yeah.
I just think if we had waited 10 years on this wine,
It's a real test of patience.
yes, I think we would like it better. And so this is my pet peeve about Barolo, and it's my wine snobby. It's my one, well, it's not my one, but it's one of my few wine snobby things where I'm like, you guys, do not post on your Instagram that you're drinking a Barolo less than 10 years old. Because to me, I just want to go, you don't know what you're doing.
Ooh.
And it makes me mad.
My gosh.
I want to text you and just be like, bruh,
It's okay.
bruh, wait 10 years.
Okay, my question is, will we do this again with these years in 5 years?
Well, I'm not sure that we're going to be able to find these wines again, but I've been thinking about this as we go further along in the podcast. I'm feeling like maybe what we should do is we've got some 2014 and 2015 Barolos. Maybe we should just do an episode on some 2015 Barolos and just see what we think, because they're 10 years old, and just do an episode on them on like
How much do they
break
cost
the
now?
bank. They're more than but they're not $50 Barolos. They're maybe in the $30, $40 range.
Like maybe we do a special event.
Yeah, like a special event. Maybe do a tasting with our tribe.
Oh, wow.
We
have a tasting party.
Yeah, have a tasting party
Like
over
a Zoom. Oh, no
Yeah.
way. That would be really fun.
I think some of our listeners have suggested it.
Oh, my goodness.
Like Ryan. Ryan's like, you guys, do it.
Wow, but then everybody has to get that same bottle that we're trying?
I think we'll figure out the rules. If anybody has ideas for rules, let us know. I don't think we're going to have to, I don't think we could force people to find all the same wine, because
right.
it's hard when they're that old, but but I think we could do it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Fun.
we're going to do it. Maybe it'll be a Christmas special. Who knows?
Wow.
Okay, some wines coming up in future episodes in case you want to drink along with us. We're going to do some Graciano. We have links in our show notes to the specific ones, and also just if you want to the very specific wines. And then we're going to do a Nero de Alvala in a few weeks. But with that, Carmela, it's time for us to go. Before we do, we want to thank you very much for listening to us. And if you haven't done so yet, now would be the perfect time to follow or subscribe to our podcast, and also an awesome time to leave us a nice rating and review on our website or Apple Podcasts or Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts. And that's an awesome and free way to support us and help us grow listeners. We'd love to hear from you. Tell us about wines you want us to taste and review. If you want us to do a virtual wine party, let us know. Leave a message for us on our website, thewinepairpodcast.com. Join our email newsletter there, and reach out to me at joe@thewinepairpodcast.com, or slip into our DMs. Hang out with us. Show up at our house.
Oh, Sunday dinner.
But with that, we're going to sign off. So thank you once again. We'll see you next time. And as we like to say, life is short, so stop drinking shitty wine. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And the happy ending at the end of our story. Always think too much, always drink too much, always pray too much, always play too much. And when I'm with you too much, I fall in love too much. And when I'm away too much,